Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Tuesday, March 22nd. All right, we got had a get in sync. Looks like it went too fast on the YM. Was up here at 9:30 and didn't give us a pullback to get in. So waiting for the next trade there. Please do say hello so I know who's in the room. Do feel free to ask questions. So, while we're waiting for that, Russell looks like that came down and touched the stop after triggering, so no trade there. That would have canceled that trade. So let's take a quick look at crude. First trade of the morning would have been this trade at 26 seconds after. Plenty of time to get in that. Unfortunately, that ends up being a full stop because this stop and reverse was just 3 seconds. Well, wait a minute. As a stop and reverse, that would have been, the entry would have been at 17. And so you would have been able to get into that. You probably did get stopped out. So it's a question of whether you took the entry after the full stop on the long, because you would have gotten stopped out before you had a chance to place the stop and reverse. So if you went in at 19, you didn't get in that trade. If you went in at 17, based on the stop and reverse entry, stop and reverse adjustment, then you would have gotten in that trade and gotten to targets 1 and 2. 22 and 34 would be 56, and you lost 54 on the first trade. So actually, no, that it would have been 52. So you'd still be down 2. And you end up staying in the long there, and it gets to money management. So you get to POQ if you use the adjusted entry. If you didn't use the adjusted, this is a trade, by the way, off the 200 EMA. So that is a diamond level trade, which gold level can draw that in with the Fibonacci retracement or Fibonacci extension tool, as Troy has shown. So if you use the adjusted entry, you did get positive there, or at least very close. Yeah, because you got about 14 ticks. So you got 28 ticks, and you were only down 2 going into that trade. So definitely positive. And we would have avoided this short either way because of the stop and reverse adjustment at 89. But if you miss this trade, the long is trade number 2. You get 28 of your 54 tick loss. So you're down 26. And then you get this short at 99. And unfortunately, that goes to stop out at 110.13 to end the session. But you would have been POQ on this long had you used the adjusted stop and reverse entry on the 200 EMA short. That's very subtle little, but that to me, I probably would have been trading it from the original entry because I did get the full stop out and I was going to get in sync with it. So I was actually trading MCL, which looks a little bit different, and I got a similar trade that didn't have this long, and got a similar trade to this one, and got POQ on that. Now, unleaded, take a look at what that did. Okay, unleaded, this trade is way too far to get in. So our first trade is this long, just missing money management. Actually, no, hitting money management on the head and getting a small partial there, stopping out at 424 from the entry at 413. So 11 ticks times 2, we're up 22. Short doesn't trigger, and this short does, triggering at 33.89, stop and reverse at 34.41 on the long trade. So that is 52 ticks, 104 tick loss, plus our gain of 22 puts us down 82. And we go from 41, pick up target 2 for 68. So we're down 14. And that trails up to 35.23 for 82 ticks. And so we end up getting getting positive 68 ticks and POQ on unleaded. And while we were looking at that, the YM gave us a short that unfortunately, from 09, that 7 seconds, so you definitely got back in it coming up here. I think I might have waited for it to test the high before getting back in. That's possibly avoidable, but was a full stop out. And soybeans, had that get in sync. Very probably into that trade, stopping and reversing into the short. And that stop and reverse would have been at 1697. Money management is at target 1, 95.50. So that would have been your minimum 6 ticks. So targets 1, 2, and 3. 6, 11, and 16 ticks. And then we trail down to 94.75 for another 9 ticks and a POQ on soybeans. Good morning, Miles and Pamela. So possibilities for POQ on crude. And the YM is looking for its second trade. This first trade wasn't tradable, or in all likelihood wasn't. Yeah, it was not, because 9:30 start ended up here well above the entry and went on. So we were not able to do anything with that trade. The short trade just missing money management. And the Russell over here showing some activity. The short 43, yeah, the short very likely was tradable, and looks like it was a break even. At 71.8, picking up one tick. Then we get the long, 35.07 to, yeah, plenty of time. Oh yeah, we got a wick down here. Plenty of time to get into that trade. That's a definite target 3 winner, and a nice strong trailer so far, 79.4, and we are still in that trade with the stop at 79.4. 80.3 now for the Russell stop. And the YM with the 20 SMA trade, looks like 34.76. Yes. So a long trade on the YM, 81.2 for the micro Russell stop, catapult on Renko, custom Renko bars with a 1/3 offset. Of course, I'm using NinjaTrader. I'm using Unirenko, but I've got it set up to match the custom Renko that Troy shows on TradeStation. Pound Aussie, no trade so far. Notice how we had the last overbought or we had an oversold reading way back here at just before 1 a.m. this morning, and nothing positive, no positive readings of either overbought or oversold since. $82.4 for the Russell. YM still working in that long trade. And we had this long trade hit target 1, so that did away with the possibility of a long trade. And that was, of course, before our start time. So looking for the only trade possible without an overbought or oversold reading is a trade off the 50 EMA. And we have not had that yet. So crude, unleaded, soybeans all finished. The Russell on a nice big win at 82.9 now for the stop. And stopping out on the micro Russell at 82.9 from an entry at 74.1. 82.9, that's 8.8 points, 88 ticks at $5 at, well, on the micro at 50 cents a tick. Almost $45 on a single contract on that the micro Russell on the trailer. And target 3 was worth 2.1 points. So 1050. So just a single contract each. That would be worth, each position on 2 positions, target 3 and trail, and you got a $60, $55, $55 trade. 54.50. Not bad. And of course, you have 5 contracts each on those, assuming you're splitting a single full contract, and that would put you at about $250 on that trade. Actually, almost 270. Yeah, almost 275. Let's see what the that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. No, that's the Russell again. There's the MNQ. And look at that. 4 minutes in. Lots of bars again. Okay, there's our start. Potentially getting in sync with the long, which stops out, and the short, which stops and reverses back to long. One. It definitely would have gotten in sync with that. It doesn't get the money management, so we stop and reverse at 21.75. Actually, no, 22.25. Or maybe even a little bit more. That's a 24 tick bar. Yeah, so we'll assume 22.25, 31, 32, 36. So 4 seconds to there, and then another 7 seconds, 8 seconds. So, yeah, another 6 seconds. So 10 seconds, 11 seconds, yeah. 1, 5. Would have been difficult to catch. But a strong winner if you caught it. And the short's way too fast to catch. 37, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 8, or 7 seconds to the third bar. That one's definitely not tradable. That's another solid win. But just moving, even a 26-point bar, moving too fast to catch. Now this one is, you got possibilities. You had only 6. It was 6 seconds to the close of the bar. So the short is likely a tradable trade, and that hits target 3 and gets a reasonable trailer. And there's an 8-second, and you got a wick down here, so you had plenty of time to get that order in. Unfortunately, that just misses money management, or well, I don't know if it was enough target. Yeah, 14 points. It would have been break even there. Missed it by one. Just looks like one tick. Target 1 was 482 even, and we got as high as 81.75. Yeah, missed money manage break even by one tick. Came back for a stop and reverse to short. That was a full stop out. Now let's see if that was 19 to 32. Ooh, hey, yeah, plenty of time on the short setup. At 25. Yep, definitely would have gotten short and taken the full stop out. $22 seconds there, so, and that one's a full stop out. So I would get out of that at that point. What do you mean the stop setting, Don? Are you talking about the stop offset? Now, stop offset ticks is 8. Entry is 6. Stop is 8. That's catapult, so it's a single bar setup. That fixed target is 156 ticks. Your target multipliers are 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. And your minimum break even is 44 ticks or 11 points. You start trailing at 3x, 200% of target 1, and you need at least 12 ticks. Cat lines are normal 14 tick EMA. Cat line is 2. The trailer, we don't get into that one on this. Let's see make sure what our cat lines are here. Yeah, 2 and 6 are the cat lines. So those are normal. And we don't use key levels because it's a quarter point market. Yeah, pound Aussie's being quiet this morning. Although fireworks on the pound yen and several other pairs in the Spotlight FX alert service, the swing trade service, hitting new equity highs this morning with significant moves. All right. YM from our long trade looks like it stopped and reversed into a short at 654. Did we get down? Make sure we got down to 54. No. With the stop and reverse adjustment plus the key level adjustment, we would have stayed long there. And so would have hit target 1 and target 2 before stopping out at 708. So that would have actually gotten us, that's going to be, that first trade is going to be a healthy loss. It was 42, so 84 ticks. Target 1 on that. That's a case where the adjustment, the entry was at 58. We'd adjusted that to 56, which would cause us to key level to 54. And we got down as low as 55. So staying long with the adjustment, even though the calculators bring that up so we can take a look at that a little easier. And our start there, of course, we had the losing short. So we get 32 on the trailer and target of 36 for 70. No, for 68 ticks. Oh, so we're down, 16? And needing another trade. $51.06, $51.32. Plenty of time. The overall bar, don't know if that would have been tradable. I might have looked at, when it went back up, I probably would have looked for it to would have looked that far above the 20. It's hard to, you really should go ahead and take that where it was, but chances are it just stabbed through and pulled back up, even though it was, the bar itself was plenty long to get in. But we didn't even look at this trade because it was, and if you took target 2 on this one, then you would have gotten positive. Just barely, but you would have gotten positive. But anyway, I'm going to assume that was traded was avoidable. And so, well, then you have the long that stops and reverses to short that we're in now. So not a real good pattern to try to get anywhere on the YM this morning. All right. Any other charts that you want to let's take a look at, see what unleaded did on Catapult. That is an 8:45 start. Looks like definitely a get in. Well, no, actually that hit money management, so that's a no trade. Second trade looks like that one got us a bit. Definitely got us. Now the question is, was it too fast? No, that was a fairly slow bar. Hopefully you would have gotten into that. Pick up target 3 and trail to 36.19. Oh, unleaded back up to 3.30 a gallon. That's is the wholesale futures price. So we get the first win, short at 14. Another target 3. And this one is a bit nice, big trailer, all the way down to, looks like 35.01. Yeah. From 36.14, 87 ticks on the trailer. Well, that's two big, nice winners. I think I would take that one to the bank and wait for tomorrow. But a short that's a full stop, then another target 3 and mediocre trailer on the. So that's 3 winners and a loss. I would definitely be done this morning with that. And that would have been even before 9 o'clock, wasn't it? No. I mean, yes. Yeah, that would have, or right around, yeah, done by about 5 after 9. So it's come back down a few cents. And the Russell just running away with the long trade now. Or actually, that's the MNQ. Lots of quick action and crude in the 10 a.m. session now. May be tradable, but most likely not. Oh, yeah, definitely not. On the short, no trigger on the long. This short definitely got in sync and made a nice trade out of that. If you, especially if you trailed, would have been 22 and 34, and a nice trailer down almost to target 4. So the 10 a.m. session on crude is done. And the YM still in the short that we reversed into. Stop and reverse would have been at 714. Still working to try to work through the 50 EMA, coming up to meet it. M&Q stopping out of its trade. Other questions this morning? Let's see what. Now this chart wasn't. Yeah, that chart's not working for some reason. I'll have to wait till I shut down and come back for that one. There we go. So 9:35, 8:35 Central start, 9:35 on my charts because I'm in the Eastern time zone and run all of my charts on Eastern. And then it doesn't give me the option to have different times on different charts. So we got a target one for 6.25 points, and then one tick on the stop, the trailing stop, before it went back and continued higher. All right. So not much else to take a look at this morning. Let's see if I can get back to the comments. Good. Have a good one, Pamela. So questions this morning. And the YM stopping and reversing back to long. Yeah, it just hit money management. So 31 for the entry. Working at session high. So entry at 31, target at 48. That's only 17 ticks, so I would go to target 2 for 28 ticks. That's at 759. It's going to take a significant win for us to get positive at this point. 2 stop and reverses there, and we were down 14 ticks? 16 ticks going into those 2. Let's take a look and see what heating oil did. That's a 9:30 start. No trade on the short. The long triggered. Don't believe it got to money management. Didn't quite get to target 1. So taking a full stop on the now. Question is how fast? You got 10 seconds to the entry, so yeah, you definitely caught that. Short. Is this a break even if it was tradable? 6 seconds to the bar, and that bar was money management. So that one's maybe not. It's just a break even. Long didn't trigger. Short 57 to that's the 6 second bar. 6 seconds from setup to target 1. So that's possibly not tradable, but it looks like it was a solid winner. Picking up 30 ticks to target 3 and trailing down beyond target 4. Okay, 22-second bar on that one. That's definitely tradable and blasting through target. 29 ticks for target. And stopping out for almost target 4. So that's a full loss. Break even if tradable. Strong win if tradable. Two strong wins if tradable. That one definitely should have been tradable. That one maybe not. This break even in the first winner may or may not have been tradable. And there's another win on the long side. That one's not tradable. Right to target 1 on the same second. So that's definitely not tradable. Short 20 seconds on that one. So that one's likely tradable. It's just a break even. No trade on the short, no trade on the long. 29 to 37. 8 seconds, possibly tradable. Gets you a fixed position or a target 3 win and stops out at break even, it looks like. Yep. And transitions to long. 20, 38, 18 seconds. Yeah. And that's just to get to the entry. So yeah, definitely in that. 30 tick target. And looks like 20 some ticks on the trailer. So that should be a successful morning on heating oil. And that's about all there is to look at that I've got. Questions from anyone? I know there were some questions in the Trade Hacking Club and Trade of the Week on using NinjaTrader. And if any of those folks are in here this morning, please speak up and ask questions. Okay. Well, we're not quite an hour yet. Okay, break even on the YM and then into a new short and a target 1 win. This should be the last trade of the day because I believe that'll be trade number 6. So we get loser. That ends up being a winner. That's a no avoidable. That's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is trade number 6. And picking up a 44 tick win. And is it going to let us trail down? Probably need a little bit more to get positive. We're not far. $7.33 to $7.14 is 19, so that's 38. And so $7.14 to 731 is another 34. So down 72 plus the 16, down 88, 86. You got 44, so we're down 42, down 40 on the day on 6 trades on YM. Questions or comments, please. And still nothing on the pound Aussie this morning. Let's see what's the range on. Well, we're below the open. Our range is $6.25. Still big range. A bit over 5% on the day. All right, folks. If there are no questions, then I'm going to call it a day. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Troy will be doing the regular Wednesday morning session, and Wednesday will also be the crude oil inventory report at 10:30. 9:30 regular session, 10:30 crude oil inventory session. We will see everybody tomorrow.